the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back once again, race fans, here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Checkered flag waves on happy hour here tonight in America's heartland, Newton, Iowa, for the Shuckin' Corn 175 right here in the Light Electric Company Xfinity Series. How you doing? How you feeling out there in TV land, race fans? Glad you could all join us here tonight. As always, Dave in the Cave, bringing you all the calls from the track, a little bit of information about tonight's racetrack. There you can see just a little bit under a 1 mile track, but make no doubt about it, this race is just like a short track. We do have a few drivers already out there in qualifying, trying to snatch that Black Hawk Motorsports Pole Award here tonight. We'll see who's able to take home that prize. Air temperature pretty cool here tonight in Newton, just 69 degrees. Track temperature only 72. Should have a lot of grip out there for these drivers. There you can see Lance Yancey off in the background making his timed laps, his up-to-speed lap already in the bag. And as these drivers complete some qualifying laps, we will throw that qualifying information up over to the left-hand side of your screen for you to follow along just like we do. Looks like it's a little jumbled. We'll go to it a different way. There you go. There you have it. Joshua Spalding leads the standings 24:40 quick time. That's gonna drop now as Mitchell Snare goes top of the speed charts. Then the 88 of Katie Osmond. No surprise there. Osmond puts it on pole, 24-18. Fast time for Osmond. Race number 14 here tonight in the 16 race, a regular season, a 10-round playoff chase race for these drivers to compete in to try to raise the championship trophy at the end of this season here in the Light Electric Company Xfinity Series. We've got 9 different race winners, race fans, and it is a very close battle getting into the chase. We'll get into that here very, very shortly as we continue to have these drivers turn in their time lapse. 25 drivers on the timing and scoring. Brian Littleton, tail end of the drivers to qualify. A little uncharacteristic of that 80 to be a little off pace here in qualifying. Looks like the track is starting to become a little bit of a ghost town. Drivers all putting in their time lap. Upwards of 40 drivers here tonight, I do believe. Let's make sure we've got that count right. I believe it's about 35 to be exact. Katie Osmond still sitting top of the speed charts. 24-18 is that quick time for Osmond. 3 minutes into tonight's 10-minute qualifying session. We have still got at least 10 drivers yet to put in their qualifying laps. I tell you what, Christopher Spencer looks like he's beginning his time lap. Why don't we jump out there with Spencer right around this track one time with the 2. Spencer off the 2, back down the short back stretch into turn number 3. First time lap. Where is Spencer going to put that number 2 blue oval? Can he put that Ford Mustang up at the top of the speed charts? Going to cross the line. First time lap. 14th on the speed charts. Katie Osmond's time still safe. 24-18 for Osmond. Spencer going to have to make up quite a bit. First time lap for Spencer. 24-31. 32 drivers now on the timing and scoring charts. We'll bring that information back up for you one more time. There you have it to the left-hand side of your screen, all the way down to Doug Wasaki in that 30th position, and Spencer gonna call it quits on his time lap. I don't believe that's anybody else left. Scratch that. I do believe we've got one driver out there still going for it. Let's put Troy Radford on the spot. He's gonna cross the line to begin his first time lap. Then we will get into some of the official standings coming into tonight's race, race number 14 out of the 16 scheduled in the regular season. Not sure about the approach there by Radford. Looked like he was through 3 and 4 a bit slow on that high side. 19th for his first time lap. Joshua Spalding going to slot himself in 15th with his time lap. He's all slowing down to come to pit road this time by. Radford still has it wound up. What will that 94 do? Now down to the bottom of 3 and 4. He'll hug the yellow line off of 4 now, carrying it out to the wall. Across the stripe. Radford looks to jump in top of the speed charts. Quick time goes to Radford. 24-18-1. And well, race fans, that's pretty much going to do it for qualifying. 33 drivers putting down a qualifying time. Troy Radford bests them all with a 24-18. Heck of a job out there by Radford. Only Mason Gill, Ray Radford, and Gary Ragland yet to put in their timed laps or their attempt for that Blackhawk Motorsports Polo Award. Can any of those 3 drivers get out there and snatch it away from Radford with just about 4 minutes exactly to be left here in qualifying? We'll run down your championship standings coming into tonight's race. Oh, there it is. Steve Baker leads everybody so far here this season. 13 races in the bag. Baker with 2 race wins on the year. He's got himself that top spot ahead of Dustin Ping by 36 points. Troy Radford back there In the third place, Katie Osmond, Travis Smith rounds out your top 5. Chris Medford, Christopher Berg, last week's race winner at Chicago. He broke into the winner column. He broke himself into the playoff chase. His spot secured now to try to grab the championship this year. We'll see how Berg goes about it. Brian Snare right there, 109 points outside of your race leader. And you see some big names still back out through there. Kendall Lebron, John Wimbish, Christopher Spencer in 17th. Look at Roy Hyde all the way down in 9th. Brian Littleton rounding out your top 10. A little further through the point standings, we'll look at a few of these other drivers. Tyler Hilton missing a handful of races here, still sitting 20th overall. Damon Iron Man Cox back there in the 27th position. He's trying to make up some ground late in the season. More familiar names back through here as we continue to get towards the tail end of the point standings. Eric Blount right there in that 6, not having a very good season, sitting 38th in the point standings. Brian Mescal Jr. also with a rough go so far this season. The 33 sits 33rd in the points. And well, that's just going to about do it for the point standings coming into tonight's race. As we said, Steve Baker has a firm hold on the regular season's points lead, 36 points in his back pocket. But Troy Radford looking to cut that deficit a little bit here tonight. He'll walk away with the Blackhawk Motorsports Polo Award. And with that being said, race fans, we're going to step away for just a brief commercial break. Head down trackside for the national anthem, so don't go anywhere. Race fans, will be right back.
iRacing, you wanted the best, you got them 4 abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof
back trackside as the drivers begin to make their way to the starting lineup, begin to make their way through final pre-race inspection. Looks like most of the field on that starting grid. You can hear those familiar bells in the background. It's time to run down tonight's Shuckin' Corn 175 starting lineup. Snatching the Black Hawk Motorsports Pole Award here in qualifying. 24-18-2 for Troy Radford inside row number 1. Just to his outside, the 88 of Katie Osmond. Brian Snare going to line up in third, fourth place. Will go to Travis Smith. Inside row number 3, the 85 of Jeff Stiles, followed by the 28 of Kendall Lebron. Row number 4 tonight, Tyler Hilton, Chris Medford, Dustin Ping, and Chris Berg will round out your top 10. Brian Muskill Jr. with a great qualifying effort. He'll start in the 11th position. Mitchell Snare right there, rounding out your top 12. Row number 7 tonight, the 83 of Brandon Medford, followed by North Carolina's very own Dustin German in 14. Christopher Spencer, Joshua Spalding with each other in row number 8. Row number 9 tonight, the 00 of Roy Hyde, followed by the 55 of Steve Baker. 72 of Jeffrey Vandervoort, able to slot in that 19th starting position. 20th will go to Matthew McMeekin. Hunter Tate, Eric Blount make up row number 11. Row number 12 here tonight, Damian Patton and Craig Learman. The 01 of Gordon Larson Jr. going to start in 25th. 26th will go to Jimmy Hetrick. Lance Yancey, Damon Cox back in row 14. Row 15 here tonight, Robert Hetrick, Tim Woodson, Doug Lasaki, Robert Liddell back there, 31st, 32nd. There you can see the rest of your running order. Brian Littleton way back through the field. Look for him to make his way up through the field here tonight. iRacing pace car gonna duck off. We're ready to throw the green flag for the first time here tonight. Drivers on the gas and green flag flies for the first time here at Iowa Speedway. 175 laps in the official race distance here tonight. Brian Snare gonna take that top spot for the time being. What happened to Radford? Radford way back through the field here. Not quite sure what that's all about or how that ended up happening, but Troy Radford at the tail end of the field looks like he may have missed the start. That's going to put Katie Osmond out front. Brian Snare dealing with Jeff Stiles. Travis Smith right there in the 9 Red Bull machine. Mocking Casey Kane's number 9 days. There you can see it down to the inside, looking to get a spot on that 85. Drivers packed up all over this racetrack. There you can see Mitchell Snare, Chris Burke, Dustin German. They're all running with each other. Christopher Spencer, Brandon Medford right there as well. The 2 of Spencer just off in front of Brandon Medford for the time being. Look at the 67 of Chris Berg. He's making his way up through the field as well. We'll jump around the track just a little bit now, bring you a few more of the battles, a little bit more of that action. There you can see the 00 of Roy Hyde. He's sneaking his way inside the top 20, going to be 17 as they cross the line, begin lap number 4. You'll notice over there on the side, the left-hand side, drivers highlighted in that turn 3, orange, are your championship drivers that have been in victory lane at least one time this season, securing their spot in the championship chase. Coming up in just a handful of groups we've got tonight. Talladega, then we finish the regular season off over there surfing in California. That's right, Auto Club gonna bring an end to the regular season this year for this Lighting Electric Company Xfinity Series. Out there on track, looks like we're going to stay with this battle for just a moment before we jump back up to the front. There you can see Travis Smith still all over the rear deck of that 85 of Jeff Stiles. Brian Snare just off in front of him. Katie Osmond not really able to step away, still right there in touch, in tow is the rest of the field. look, a little bit of a different feel here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. You can find it down there rolling across your screen. Here in just a few moments, you should see some updated information. You'll be able to follow along with the point standings week in, week out, just like this on the bottom of our scroll screen. There you have it right now, point standings coming across. That will highlight not just the driver sitting inside of your top 15 in points, but also the driver sitting in those chase positions as well. So keep your eye on the scroll bar down there for all your great upcoming race information and all your breaking news, brought to you by the Turn 3 Racing Network right here for NEXTGEN Light Electric Company Xfinity Series. Katie Osmond still leads this field off turn number 2 back into 3. Jeff Styles, Brian Snare now having to deal with Travis Smith to his outside. Can he get by that 45? Looks like the high side gonna prevail, gonna work out here for Smith. He'll grab that spot back into 1. Back through the field just a little bit, the 8 of Hunter Tate. There you can see him in his Sim Speed Shop number 8 Chevy Zio Camaro. Back in the 23rd spot, he's got Lance Yancey looking to his inside. Robert Hetrick not far off of him. Matthew McMeekin, that 41 able to slot through just moments ago. Eric Blount just off in front of them. Tyler Hilton making a pass. That's going to be for the 5th position. They'll swap that back with Kendall Lebron. Here comes Troy Radford making his way inside the top 30 for the first time here tonight. He takes the 29th position while Hayden Collins snatches 27th away from Douglas Saki. And oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That's wonderful. Season winners scrolling across your screen now. This should be the correct information. We do apologize. Looks like we try to take a real quick look into that and see what the deal is with that one. And then, yeah, somehow, some way, that one did not get fixed out the way that it should be. So we do apologize for that misinformation and misstep. But, you know, it wouldn't be a night with Dave in the cave if something wasn't messed up. You know what I mean? Back to the action on the track. Christopher Spencer sits in the 13th position. There you can see the 5 of Joshua Spalding just behind him. Steve Baker making up 3 positions so far here tonight. He's finally inside the top 15. Biggest mover of the race so far here tonight is Damian Patton in the 51 machine, up 7 positions. Primarily starting tonight's race outside of your top 20, now knocking on the door of a solid top 15. Roy Hyde slotted in just behind him in that 17th position. There you can see on screen the 33 of Brian Mescal Jr. just off in front of that 43 of Mitchell Snare. Close racing action down into turn 1. The 43 to the bottom. Here comes that 5 and 55 trying to follow through. Roy Hyde losing a little bit of that time. Still a lot of battles, a lot of action out here on the track. Laps into tonight's race, and we have still got drivers left and right all over the speedway. Roy Hyde getting by Damian Patton. That's going to be for 16th. Now Hunter Tate taking the spot away from Lance Yancey. Yancey going to cross him over, retake that 23rd position. Joshua Spalding able to get by Mitchell Snare for 13th. Now Eric Blount moves into the top 20, into the 19th position. Littleton struggling as they go. Littleton trying to make some passes. Now finally breaking into that top 30, finally taking that 29th position away from Jimmy Hetrick. laps into tonight's race, and we have been clean and green all race along so far here tonight under the lights. Sunday night in America's Heartland, Newton, Iowa Speedway, putting on a show here tonight for the Next Gen Racing Light Electric Company Xfinity Series. Drivers, make your picks. Who you got? We're going to put, I tell you what, we're going to step out on a limb here. Dave's going to step out on a limb here, I should say. I might hear about it a little bit later on, but, you know, we're going to hear about this. We're going to go ahead and do this. If you can guess before the chase starts, and we're gonna kick this off and make it official out there, race fans in TV land. If you come in and when we get to Kentucky for chase race number 1 here in the Next Gen Light Series, that will be June 27th. Go ahead, mark it down, write it on your calendars. If you can come into the YouTube chat and you can predict who the season champion will end up being, well, Dave's going to give you $100. What do you say? Do you think you've got what it takes to guess it right and get Dave's dollars? If we've got a tie, we'll have to work it out, maybe split that $100 amongst the different winners. Dave's not that wealthy to give everybody $100. Maybe 100 pennies. No, but seriously, if you think you can guess it right, join us June 27th. Kentucky Motor Speedway right here in the Next Gen Light Electric Company Xfinity Series. Put your pick for the championship winner in the chat. We'll get that written down, booked in, and you could possibly walk away $100 richer right here from Dave in the Cave. Giving out some money here, feeling special. Let's see if any of you race fans can get out here and get that pick right. Gonna have to pay attention to a lot of these races over the next few weeks. Gonna have to go back, watch some of those previous races to see where these drivers run strong and who is the best where. Best of the class right now, front of this field, Katie Osmond has himself just shy of 1 second lead over Jeff Styles. Travis Smith running hard on this initial start of the race. Up 1 spot into the 3rd position. There you can see that 9 of Smith. Big battle with that 45 and the 85. Multiple laps they have been going at it. Finally, Smith able to get by Brian Snare. Jeff Styles was able to get by Snare and Smith. Well inside of just 10 laps on the board. Styles has been in that 2nd spot pretty handily ever since. Now that battle for 3rd still continues to rage on. Smith at the top with Snare at the bottom. Kendall Levron, early race winner this season. He sits back in the 5th position, so we've got multiple drivers that have been to victory lane sitting right there inside of your top 5. Bit of a slip up there by Smith on that high side. That's going to let Brian Snare get back in that STP Petty Blue 45 down there to the inside lane. Trying to pull Smith this time by. He'll gain about a half a car length. Not going to be clear. He'll be right there at his back into 3. Doug Lasaki able to get by Gordon Larson Jr. for 32nd last time by. Brian Snare. Oh, contact in the wall goes Smith. Contact. We're going to take a look back at this one. Let's see how this all went down. Take a look at them as they come off of turn number 4. Tri-oval, everything clean and clear that lap. This is where that battle begun to heat up. There you can see Smith charging back once again on that outside. Brian Snare down on the inside. Still clear as they enter turn 3. Let's see what took place here. There you can see the 11 to the high side. That is a back marker. That is Gary Ragland. 3 wide situation. Oh, and a little bit of neck coat. It looked like the front end of that 11 hooked. Travis Smith just a little bit. There was some contact, but you can see it right there as well, race fans, a little bit. We'll try to get you one more view of this one. There it is. Contact into the outside wall after running third here tonight. Once again, there's that contact. Travis Smith onto pit road. Once it opens up there, you can see heavily damaged Red Bull number 9 Camaro out of Dirty Air Racing. Travis Smith gonna be in damage control from here on out. Caution number 1 flying back at lap number 30. Smith onto the brakes hard, had to check up to miss a handful of drivers there coming onto pit road. Tough break for him as Osmond and a handful of leaders stay out, not ready to come to pit road just yet, just about halfway through the fuel run. Have heard whispers of drivers being able to go 65 laps on the fuel. Tires may not hold up that long, but it looks like these leaders electing to stay out. Damian Patton, Doug Wasaki, Travis Smith, Ray Radford, all the pit road that time by when it opened up. Doesn't look like any damage out there for a handful of those drivers, but Travis Smith, we've seen him involved in tough break here for that 9 fast tonight. And he ends up in the outside wall, outside of your top 30, sitting in 35th right now, struggling to keep himself and his night alive. And well, while we have a moment under caution here, let's talk about it once again. Those chase standings there, you can see the winners rolling across your screen. Those are also the drivers pretty much locked in to that championship chase. Have a handful of them that are sitting inside your top 10 in the point standings, but they are on the outside looking in, or just barely inside of those championship spots. Brian Littleton being one of those more prominent names that are he's in danger of missing the chase here. Should we get another 1 or 2 new race winners this season, that will lock up a few more of those championship slots. And Littleton running well this season, sitting in 10th, coming into tonight's race without a race win. Winning is everything, not just in real life, but also right here on iRacing.com, the world's #1 racing simulator. And if you can get that race win, get that monkey off your back to where you can relax a little bit more, you can take some more chances, or even let's take my good buddy right there and friend Travis Smith and at 9. He's got a race win, luckily so far, to fall back on. He is locked into the chase. If you have a moment like this, well, it could ruin your chances if it wasn't for that race win in your back pocket. So there you can see it. Dustin Ping, Chris Medford, Brian Snare, Brian Littleton, and John Wimbish. Those are Jimmy Hetrick and John Wimbish are those last few drivers that have the opportunity to make it into the chase. Mitchell Snare also with an opportunity to make it into the chase, but it is going to be very, very close coming down to these final 3 races we've got tonight. The Glen and Auto Club to set the chase field here this season in the Light Electric Company NEXTGEN Racing. Well, I said that all backwards, didn't I? The NEXTGEN Racing Light Electric Company Xfinity Series. Field double file, pace truck ready to duck on off. We're ready to fire it off once again. Osmond brings the field back to the restart box. Pace truck ready to go. And here we go. Green flag racing. Once again, as Upstate out, drops the green flag on the field. Up in the hills, here's Mitchell Snare, Jeff Styles. Still right there. Your top 3 contenders. Travis Smith just missing from that picture. Here comes Dustin German, Dustin Ping as well, knocking on the door of the top 5. But how about last week's race winner? There you can see him, Chris Berg at that 67. He has arrived on the scene, now running in the 4th. Up 15 and 16 positions on the track. There you can see Mike Masongill sitting inside that 4 machine just behind Brian Littleton. Both of those drivers up 15 and Mike Masongill up 16 positions. Those are the drivers battling it out for that Mission 22 Hard Charger Award as we get closer to the 50-lap mark here from Iowa Speedway. Close battle at the front. We've got to get back to this one. Chris Berg, he is making all sorts of moves up here at the front of this field. Stacking up just a little bit behind that 67 that time by. That's going to put Jeff Styles and Kendall Lebron in a battle for the 4th and 5th position on track. Dustin German, Steve Baker, Joshua Spalding right there as well. Spalding able to get by Dustin Ping for 8th. That spot back and forth as Steve Baker now makes a run at it. He's going to get 6th away from Kendall Lebron. Roy Hyde breaking into the top 15 for the first time here tonight. We are going to jump around a little bit now, head back to this battle. Christopher Spencer, Brian Mescal Jr. Mescal Jr. needing a good finish here late in the going if he's going to want to have any type of chance at a championship this season. The former champion here. Oh, big moment there in front of that 33. My goodness. Dustin Ping, Eric Blount involved. More contact. Oh my gosh, that 5 is all sorts of out of shape. 2, 3, 4 wide. Trying to avoid the car into chaos. Everybody keeps their car straight. Whoa, what a moment. Brian Littleton caught in a hornet's nest right now, has the 8 of Hunter Tate to his outside. Right behind him, Damon Cox also up in the mix. Damon up 8 positions now, knocking on the door of the top 20, running in the final spot inside the top 20. New little pain. Oh, trouble on the track. Trouble on the track. Roy Hyde looks like he may have had some trouble. We stay green flag racing, though. No caution coming out. Oh, my goodness. Let's check, see what happened here with the replay real quick. There's the contact. Roy Hyde turning it down off of Brian Mescal Jr. And he eats that inside safer barrier. Field stays green flag though. How about the awareness there of both Roy Hyde and Brian Mescal Jr. turning it down to the left after the contact. Mescal Jr. able to anticipate the car and keep it headed in the right direction. Unfortunately for that 00 of Roy Hyde, he is now way behind, back in the 34th position. Luckily for Hyde, though, he is one of those drivers that walked over the race very early this season. Matter of fact, took race number 1's checkered flag this season. Hyde already slid into that championship chase. Lucky for him, though, he now runs in that 34th spot. Travis Smith with a good recovery, knocking on the door of a top 25 once again. So the 9 heading back in the right direction. Gonna check in with your Blackhawk Motorsports Pole Award winner. Missing the start, mechanical issues trying to get through pre-race inspection kept that 94 from making it to the starting grid and missing the start. Radford now back in 26th, looking for a little bit more here tonight. how about that 51 of Damian Patton running strong here tonight. Top 25 run for the 51 Xfinity ride. Getting the job done out there tonight. Paint scheme looking good there. You can see that 30 of Robert Henry. That Clemson. I'm going to have to send him a Crimson Tide paint scheme. Just can't do it. Just can't do it. And Brian Mescal Jr., what has happened? He is falling through the field like a rock. There you can see some damage on the left-hand side, on that driver's side. That was from the contact between himself and Roy Hyde. Looks like we've got a little bit of damage on the right side now as well. So maybe up into the outside wall. Brian Mescal Jr.'s good run going bad. Right around lap 50 here tonight out of the 175 laps scheduled in tonight's official race distance. We've got comers, we've got goers, we've got drivers dealing with bad moments. Tough break for a lot of drivers. Damian Patton now involved with some trouble. Let's go back, check in, see what happened with Patton here. There you can see the 51 down in turn 1 and 2. Out on the trail of Troy Radford, and it looks like just needed to stop for a moment. Looks like Patton has had some electric issues, some mechanical problems, and he has to get out of the car and get it behind pit wall as quick as possible. We stay green flag racing here from Iowa. Osmond now out to a 1.1 second advantage over Brian Snare. Chris Berg, last week's race winner at Chicagoland, coming in third as they run right now, up 10 positions from where he started. Got to give that man a shout out. The 99 of Dustin German. Steve Baker in the 55, not too far off of him. There you can see Baker making his way to the front. Kendall Levron back in a solid 6th place right now. Levron sitting right where he started tonight's race, back in that 6th position. We will jump around the track just a little bit more. There you can see that 48 of Jimmy Hetrick battling with Jeffrey Vandervoort in 72 machine. That is for 15th and 16th on the track in 72. With some contact with the outside wall. There you can see those sparks flying. That's going to let the 8 of Hunter Tate close in. There's going to be a close battle. Ragland, whoa, my gosh. That 11 real close. Coming through 3 and 4, and that's going to allow the 4 of Mike Mason go to make up a ton of ground, as well as Craig Learman. Lance Yancey also going to make up a lot of ground as the drivers make their way around the back. Local Gary Ragland with a bit of a moment here towards the middle portions of this race. Oh, a little bit of contact there. The 4 sends the 8 up the hill. Tate able to keep it out of the outside wall. Vandervoort with a little bit of a up and run right there through 1 and 2. And as you see down there on that scroller, we do thank and appreciate each and every one of you for stopping by. So if you haven't already, go ahead and toss these drivers a thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash that bell over there on the right hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's myself, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters, we do appreciate each and every one of you each and every time you stop by. Whether you're just sliding through to say hey, or you are the dedicated fan, friend, or family, we do appreciate each and every one of you each and every time. So why not go ahead and toss these drivers a thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash that bell. Help the drive for 2K stay alive here for the Turn 3 Racing Network. Just a handful of subscriptions away from hitting that 2,000 subscriber mark. So tell your friends, tell your family, go on over there to Turn 3 Racing Network, hit that subscribe button, and smash that bell. Know when we go back racing each and every night right here on your home for racing, Turn 3 Racing Network. Katie Osmond beginning to open up that gap, now up to 1.7 seconds over Brian Snare. Chris Berg still running in that third position, starting the gap up the front of this field. Steve Baker back and forth with Dustin German, now in fifth. Still runs in that sixth position for Spencer, Eric Brown, Jeff Stiles, Mitchell Snare round out your top 10. We're about at the mark that we've seen that first caution flag fly. 31 laps since the caution flag flew. 30 laps since we had our first caution. 30 laps into the race we had our first caution. 31 laps since. Will we see some tire wear become a problem? As we've got drivers to pit road. Katie Osmond, Eric Blount, Jimmy Hetrick, Jeffrey Vandervoort all come to pit road this time by. Handful of drivers are going to be able to stay out and manipulate this fuel run as they came down to pit road under that first and only caution so far here tonight. So look for this to be a big mix. As the 85 peels off, he's going to bring his machine to pit road this time by Stiles, looking to keep himself running well here tonight. Chris Berg takes over the lead for the first time here tonight. Going to be a little bit of a jumble for just a handful of laps as we continue through this round of green flag pit stops. And as we said, that fuel run with most of these drivers going to pit road right now, they have not been to pit road yet here tonight. So right about that 64 lap mark is when you will notice and see these drivers hitting pit road. Handful of these drivers going to be able to push this thing all the way to about lap number 90 before they have to come down and get the fuel and tires. Everybody going to have to stop at least one more time here tonight. Who's got the right strategy? Who's going to go to victory lane? Chris Berg leads Steve Baker, Dustin German, Kendall Levron, and Christopher Spencer now round out your top 5. Damon Cox coming to pit road. Matthew McMeekin also to pit road this time. Oh, big moment there. Jeff Stiles with a big slide right across the nose of a handful of these cars. He's going to keep it gathered back up after a little bit of landscaping going on the front stretch. I don't know how Stiles didn't wad that thing up, but my goodness. And how about this? We're going to lock ourselves into this little group right here. Chris Medford, Travis Smith, Brandon Medford, and Lance Yancey. All of these drivers on the pit road back around lap number 33 underneath that first and oh my gosh! Big moment right behind them. Mike Mason-Gill has to come to pit road to avoid some contact. Joshua Spalding coming down to pit road, and caution on the speedway. The 72 of Jeffrey Vandervoort caught up and involved. Oh my goodness. What happened here? Let's go back. Check out what took place. There you can see that 72 of Vandervoort making his way into turn number 3. Oh my gosh, and what happened to the 11? The 11 was sideways coming back up the track. Let's take a look here. Gonna go a little bit for, oh, and looks like just lost it, and hard impact with the inside wall right back out on the track in front of that 72, and Vandervoort eats that alive. Oh, that is not gonna be a good look. Let's go back one more time on board camera shot here. Let's ride with the 72. Oh, just nowhere to go. You can see Vandervoort seeing him going down to that inside lane. We'll take one more look at it here. You can see Vandervoort sees him going down. He thinks he's going to stay down there and just, all of a sudden, whammo. It's right back there, right up in your face. And now everybody hits pit road. Will we see Katie Osmond stay out on the track? He just came to pit road back on lap number 61. We should see him stay out, as well as a handful of other drivers. So this pit cycle gonna tighten itself up just a little bit more. There was about a 30-lap difference. Now gonna be only about a 10-lap difference on the fuel tank entire cycle for all of these drivers. And it looks like Chris Berg actually going to make it back out. Steve Baker, Dustin German, they're all going to make it back out on the track before Katie Osmond has a chance to reassume that race lead. So last week's race winner looking to repeat here tonight. Chris Berg will lead the field back to the green flag. We're going to step away for just a brief commercial break. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back. After a brief commercial break, Field gets the one to go this time by. Chris Berg will reassume the race lead, has Steve Baker just to his outside, Dustin German, Christopher Spitzer. Troy Radford now reassumes a spot towards the front of this field. Your Blackhawk Motorsports Polo Award winner missed the start. Was way back through the field, now has broken into the top 5 for the first time tonight here in the Shuckin Corn 175. 2 caution flags so far here tonight. Gary Ragland in the 11 caught up in both of those incidents. Tough night out there for that 11 crew. He sits off of the track, fixing and repairing the damage on that 11. He sits 35th on the scoring pylon. On the gas, green flag flies. Steve Baker a little slow on the response. Berg gonna set sail into turn one with the clear advantage. Nobody around him. He'll assume or keep that race lead as they work off of two. Dustin German gonna look to the inside now on Steve Baker. Not too far off of them, sitting in fourth. And here comes that one of Dustin Ping, dives to the inside, looking for some more spots on the track. And how about this? What a recovery by that man, sitting in seventh, just behind the Lucky Finn Project 94 of Troy Radford. Radford's Ford Mustang fired up well and running towards the front. But this man, give credit where credit is due. We gotta say something about it. Travis Smith out of Morganton, North Carolina. Dirty Air Racing's CaravanTrailers.com. 946 Designs back. Red Bull number 9 machine sitting pretty here tonight after early contact while running in the top three. Went way to the rear of the field and has worked his way back inside the top 10, knocking on the door of a top 5, sitting in 7th. Gonna go highlight your race leader, last week's race winner. There you can see the Save the Tatas 67. The sponsored Chevy Camaro of Chris Berg. Dustin German just behind him in that 99. There you can see German Steve Baker in that 55. Dustin Ping running in fourth. Christopher Spencer as well as Troy Radford, they're battling with each other, 5th and 6th on the speedway. We'll go ahead and throw Duncanville's, Pennsylvania. Troy Radford's information up for you right there, side by side now with the two working their way through 3 and through 1 and 2 back down the back stretch. Let's see who we can highlight now. How about your biggest mover, the Mission 22 award winner right now, Robert Liedel, getting the job done from Monroe, Michigan. At Attitude Esports, running well here tonight, up 21 spots from where he started tonight. That 13 blue oval Ford Mustang looking good. The gift of life, Michigan Churchill Transport Incorporated, number 13, running strong. Lance Yancey sitting just in front of that 13 machine. Lance up 17 positions from where he started tonight's race back in 27th. Now running in the 10th position, and the body armor number 77 Ford Mustang. Gonna jump around the track just a little bit now. There you can see Travis Smith battling with Kendall Lebron, and I think it's gonna be a hard-pressed battle here for Smith to keep those spots near the front of this field with the heavy damage that he received earlier here. But he's going to fight, soldier on as long as he can. Right at the halfway point here tonight in the Shuckin Corn. 175 for Next Gen Racing's light electric company, Xfinity Series. Radford looks to the outside, not able to get the spot just yet. But he'll stay tucked in line, stay tucked up, trying to get that spot away. Spencer not going to do so just yet. He'll stay right in behind him. And how about that? Chris Berg giving up that top spot. Dustin German making the pass back on lap number 81. So 3 laps ago is when German took that race lead. Steve Baker now sits in second. Dustin Ping, Chris Berg, Radford round out their top 5. Side-by-side battle still between Berg, Radford, and Spencer. Tyler Hilton making an appearance on the scene in that 7th position. Looks like it's a mostly Ford-dominated field here tonight. Only one Toyota Supra out there on the track, and that is the 47 of Ray Radford. He sits back in the 33rd spot. So ganging up on the Toyotas are these blue ovals and these bow ties. Very fast-paced race here tonight. Only 33 minutes into tonight's race, and we've got 86 laps on the board out of the 175 scheduled in tonight's official race distance. Damon Cox now making a pass on Gordon Morrison Jr., and that's going to be for 28th. Matthew McMeekin passing Katie Osmond for 19th. Tyler Hilton making the pass on Christopher Spencer, that's for 6th. Looking for the closest battles on track and stay right here. As Radford continue to try to work over Chris Berg, that would put Radford back into the 4th position. Ooh, close racing action right there. Looking for the crossover. Radford's going to dive it down into turn 1. He'll take that 4th spot away. Now looked in on that rear deck lid of the 1 of Dustin Ping. Radford looking to take the podium spot now. Some of the gaps beginning to develop across this racetrack. Just less than a 1 mile oval here in Newton, Iowa at Iowa Speedway. 0.89 of a mile here tonight for these drivers trying to put themselves around this track and trying to slot themselves into a championship chase spot if they haven't already locked themselves in. As you see in the graphic there, if you haven't already, race fans, toss these drivers a thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash that bell over there on the right-hand side. Staying right here with all the action at the front of this field. Steve Baker, Dustin German, Dustin Ping, Troy Radford still tucked in. Chris Berg rounding out your top 5. Kendall Levron making a pass on Tyler Hilton. That's going to be for the 7th position. Travis Smith still holding on strong right there in the 9th position. You can see close battle between Hilton and Levron. The 28 and the 82 going at it side by side. They'll work their way off back down the backstretch. That sticker on that rear quarter of that 82, I kind of like it. Maybe a little bit impartial to that sticker, I'm just saying. But it looks good on the car, I'll give you that. Gonna check in back here as we just had a battle in a pass. The 83 of Brandon Medford getting the Zoe's Place machine up and around the 34 of Doug Wasaki. Wasaki with a great run so far here tonight, up 17 positions from where he started tonight's race. Lance Yancey also up 17 spots. Steve Baker, your race leader, also up 17 spots here tonight. But it looks like the driver that has made up the most here so far tonight, sitting in that 11th position, still remains Robert Liddell in that 13 Ford Mustang, sitting in the 11th position. Gary Ragland has some more trouble. He's going to bring that 11 machine back to pit road once again. As we close in on the 100 lap mark here tonight at Iowa Speedway, want to do a little quick house cleaning for you. 36 drivers took to the starting grid here tonight. We have still got 33 drivers out there running on the track with 26 left on the lead lap. Mike Mason-Gill listed as the first driver off of the lead lap, sitting back in the 27th position. Now make that 26th position as Jeff Stiles falls a lap down as well. Still close racing action right here at the front. Steve Baker, Dustin German, now Troy Radford runs in 3rd. Tell you what, we haven't been close to the track yet. Why don't we mute the mic and head trackside for a little turn it up. And I love it when we get up close to all the action here at the racetrack with our Turn It Up. Great work by all the camera guys back at the headquarters, getting all those great camera shots, the action shots right there. Big shout out to each and every one of the drivers and race crews for allowing us to go in and work some camera shots on board multiple vehicles out here tonight. Do appreciate each and every one of the crew members out here in the Next Gen Racing Light Electric Company Xfinity Series. And well, yeah, I just love the way these machines sound when you get that close to the action. Rattle your brain a little bit, chatter the teeth. Continue green flag racing here at Iowa Speedway. Steve Baker leads this field. Gonna put your timing and scoring information back up for you right there on the left-hand side of your screen. As you can watch those gaps begin to develop and unfold. Baker not able to get away from Dustin German. Troy Radford has not allowed either one of them to get away. These three drivers have stepped off just a little bit from Chris Berg. Right about a half a second separates Radford from Berg. Then 1.5 seconds back to Dustin Pink, Christopher Spencer, Kendall Lebron, Tyler Hilton, Travis Smith, and Lance Yancey now rounds out your top 10. Gonna jump back, watch this battle unfold between Christopher Spencer, Kendall Lebron, and Tyler Hilton. Hilton with a little bit of a peekaboo moment. And Travis Smith tucked up in line running with these drivers. Smith looking to keep himself in a draftable situation. And I know what you might be thinking, draft? Less than a mile of a track, a draft. And believe it or not, you can get a pretty good run off of a draft here at Iowa Speedway. And it looks like Smith, with that damaged number 9 Red Bull machine, he's able to keep pace as long as he can keep his car in tow. With a handful of healthy cars out in front of him, Smith been looking to salvage a good run here tonight after running well and involved in our very first incident of the evening back on lap number 30. Smith has clawed and scratched his way back into the top 10. Looking around, gonna check in with our biggest mover of the race, and well, we've got 2 of them at this point in time. This gentleman right here leading this field, Steve Baker, has jumped 17 spots from where he started tonight's race, now sitting, well, in control of this field in that top spot. Lance Yancey, back here, 16 positions gained tonight. He's in a tie with Doug Lasaki in that 34 Peeps Turn 3 machine. Driver out of Belleville, Michigan, Falcon Motorsports' very own. Wasaki trying to have a solid run and doing so far here tonight. Runs inside your top 15. We'll jump back to this battle once again because now these drivers have included Dustin Ping into the mix. So we've got a fight all the way from 5th back to 10th. Beginning to develop. And as your race leader, Steve Baker, closes in on some backhands. Skull Jr. listed as the last driver on the lead lap, fighting for his lucky dog. He's going to lose that fight and lose his lap. He's going to be listed as the first driver 1 lap down. Dustin German, Troy Radford trying to make their way by Mescal Jr. now. Close racing action right here. Look at that. Dustin Ping almost 3 wide. We've got 4 different lines through that corner. Christopher Spencer, Dustin Ping, Tyler Hilton, all packed up running with each other. Kendall Lebron right there. He's going to lose a spot or 2 for the time being. Lebron going to drop back to 8th. Jimmy Hetrick heating up Roy Hyde. He's going to pass Hyde for that 21st position on track. Great action right here on your screen, not wanting to go anywhere. As this is the closest action, the closest battles on track right here, raging on from 5th all the way back to 10th. You might as well go ahead and include that 77 of Lance Yancey up in the mix, because he's going to bring that machine up here very quickly, as Travis Smith now looks to try to take that 9th spot back away from Dustin Ping. Smith is on the edge of a top 10. Still watching this big group of cars battle it out on the track. Christopher Switzer sitting in the 5th position, as Tyler Hilton, Kendall Levron, Chris Medford, Travis Smith, Dustin Ping, Lance Yancey all lined up with him as they are trying to make their way around some of these back markers. There you can see that 30 of Robert Hedrick in the Clemson sponsored machine. Hedrick struggling in his Camaro. And now you can see that 13 of Robert Liddell. He's had big trouble at some point in time. Front clip missing. Liddell falls through this field. Handful of drivers out there probably screaming, wishing for a caution. Brian Mescal Jr., one of those drivers that maybe there's debris out there on the track. Mescal Jr. was having a fine run earlier here tonight. At one point in time was running inside of your top 10, now finds himself listed as the first driver off of the lead lap, 1 lap down in the lucky dog position, back in the 24th spot. We've got some green flag pit stops. It looks like Gordon Larson Jr. gonna bring his 01 down for service and tire. We'll jump back to this little battle. What do we say about this one? Brian Littleton, Doug Wasaki, Matthew McMeekin, Hunter Tate, they're involved in a 4-car battle. That is all for position 16, 17, 18, 19 on the track. As Brian Mescal Jr. going to bring that 33 Dirty Mode Media machine down the pit road for what should be his final stop for fuel and tires. Close little battle right here between these drivers. Close battle between these drivers. Battle for 5th on back through 11th. Still raging on the track. Tim Woodson listed as a back marker right now. That Ford Mustang a little bit off of pace as the 45 of Brian Snare. He's going to bring his machine to pit road this time by. Rash of green flag pit stops now underway. Drivers looking to pull undercuts to try to gain some track time, try to gain some track position before the end of tonight's race, because we are crossing the threshold of just about 50 laps to go here tonight in the Shuckin Corn 175 for NEXTGEN Racing's Light Electric Company Xfinity Series. Osmond, Blount, Tate, Snare all to pit road this time by. Down the pit road back on lap number 69, so we should see most of this field pit at the same time, unless they're trying a little bit of fuel strategy, a little bit of track position gains. Will we see anybody maybe try to stretch this thing on out and hope to get a late race caution, catch a handful of drivers a lap down? You can go one way or the other. It all depends on how you want to get the job done. Kendall Lebron has sparks flying down the back stretch. Up close and personal with that backside wall. Lance Yancey's going to go down pit road. He completes his what should be his final stop. And with this round of green flag pit stops, that has given us just 16 drivers left on the lead lap. Roy Hyde about 10 seconds away from being put down one lap as Steve Baker, Dustin German, Troy Radford, Chris Berg, and Tyler Hilton continue out on the track, continue to keep themselves inside the top 5. Battle still underway for this 6th spot. Chris Medford is still battling out there with Tyler Hilton, Kendall Lebron. I believe that is the 69 of Craig Lehrman up in the mix. Lehrman listed off of the lead lap back in the 27th position. Fresh tires on that 69. Robert Hetrick going to go to pit road this time by. I tell you what, let's look at this battle right here. It's starting to heat up just a little bit. Radford able to close in on Dustin German. Chris Bird starting to walk back down Troy Radford as well. So we're going to have another 3 to 4 car battle here very shortly. Damon Cox right there in that 57 machine. He's trying to get a handful more spots here tonight. Damon sitting back in the 26th position as they run. Walk back here with that 83 of Brandon Medford now as he's closing in on the 2 of Christopher Spencer, the 1 of Dustin King still right there. Brian Littleton, how about this run? He's now sitting as your Mission 22 Hard Charcoal Award. That 80 machine started well outside of your top 30. He has gained 21 positions from where he started tonight's race, now sitting in 12th. Battling for more. He's got to get 4 seconds for a spot on the track. Radford's gonna hit pit road. Roy Hyde hits pit road as well. There you can see Katie Osmond. He is 1 lap down, looking to the outside with those fresher tires. The 85 of Styles also with the fresh tires. They were both down to Styles has not came and got his tires. We do apologize about that. Styles last to pit road on lap 62 as Littleton slows that Michelob Ultra 80 down, and he heads to pit road this time by. Dustin German, Steve Baker, Kendall Lebron also joined the pit road party. Christopher Berg gonna take over the race lead now as Chris Medford and Tyler Hilton behind him. Travis Smith sits in 4th with Brandon Medford rounding out the top 5. 40 laps to go this time by. Your race leader Chris Berg looks for a late race caution to possibly catch a handful of these faster drivers off guard, catch them out to lunch. Because if we get a late race caution at this point in time, those drivers would have to stay out for a long time, which means they will not have fresh tires for the restart. And this very well may be the strategy that some of these drivers have to play throughout the rest of tonight's race. Travis Smith may indeed be one of those drivers. Wounded, beaten, battered, number 9 Red Bull machine, but still running strong, still running well here tonight. Smith on the bottom of the track. Big gain on Hilton. Matthew McMeekin able to get by Damon Cox for 25th. Roy Hyde passing Jeff Styles for 23rd. As Styles dropping through the field, Matthew McMeekin going to get that 24th spot away from him that time by. Kendall Lebron was on pit road for quite an extended stay. He is now down and away out of his spots. He'll fall well off this lead lap. Chris Berg going to bring his 67 machine down to pit road, and now with this green flag pit cycle still taking place, we have got just 7 drivers remaining on the lead lap. Chris Berg very well may be the next victim to that as Chris Medford stays out on the track. Indeed, he is going to put Chris Berg down a lap. Still Dustin German right there down one lap. Troy Bradford as well as Steve Baker all listed off the lead lap while we wait for this green flag pit cycle to work itself on through. Smith brings the 9 to pit road. The 83 gonna slow behind him. Both of those drivers gonna head to pit road for their final service in tires. That's gonna leave us with just 4 drivers left out there on the track that yet to make their final pit stop of tonight's race. Chris Medford leads the field. Tyler Hilton in second. Dustin Ping and Christopher Spencer rounds out the drivers yet to hit pit road. Crossing the line that time by just 35 laps to go. And Tyler Hilton going to bring his machine to pit road that time by, so that will leave us with just 3 drivers yet to make their final green flag stops. Medford to pit road this time by. That's going to leave Dustin Ping and Christopher Spencer out there. Looks like Ping going to come to pit road. Spencer going to join him. So I believe with all intents and purposes, that's going to put this man right here back in control of this field. Steve Baker going to go back to the point once again. Going to come around turn 4 back across the stripe. There you can see that fighting to keep himself on the lead lap back in the 22nd position. Hyde has been to pit road for his final stop, but there you can see some heavy damage on the front end of that 00 machine as Baker drops to the bottom, looks to make the pass and does so with a slide job at a 4. That's going to put Roy Hyde back into that lucky dog position. Some of the gaps and battles dissipate and going away after that round of green flag pit stops. We'll jump here. Look at this one real fast. This is a battle for second and third on the track. Troy Radford, Dustin German, they're going at it left and right with each other. Radford takes that second spot away, looks to set sail from German as he drops down to the bottom, looking to take that second spot back away, has the clear advantage through the center of 1 and 2. Will he be able to slide up in front? And yes, he'll take that second spot. Back away from Radford, put Radford and then the Lucky Finn Project Ford Mustang back to third. Another close battle right here between these drivers. Christopher Berg, Eric Blount, they're going at it 16th on the track. Blount with some trouble earlier here tonight. Great recovery and turnaround for him. He runs in 7th, looking for some more as the 45 STP Petty Blue Chevy Camaro has some trouble. Snare falls, loses a spot to Christopher Berg. Will Blount be able to capitalize and take that spot away as well? There you can see that for Mike Mason. He's listed back in 26, 2 laps down, running right here near some of these front runners. A little further back behind them, there you can see yet another battle between Lance Yancey and Hunter Tate. They're going at it 8th and 9th on the speedway. Lance Yancey up 19 spots from where he started tonight's race, sitting in that 8th position. Driver back behind him, just inside of your top 15, Brian Littleton sitting in the 14th position, up 19 spots as well. So those 2 drivers going at it still for the Mission 22 Hard Charger Award winner. Which one of those drivers are going to get it, or it may not be either of them. We'll have to wait to see how it all plays out and how the rest of this race shakes out. Going to jump around the track just a little bit. Race fans trying to bring you a little bit more of the action. There you can see Travis Smith. He's trying to make his way back and catch up to Tyler Hilton, who is just about a half a second out in front of him. Smith outside of your top 10, running in 13th. Haven't talked about this man very much. Why don't we talk about him? Katie Osmond running inside the top 5, sitting in 4th now, loses the spot to Christopher Berg. So with that, I'll drop him back to the 5th spot. Osmond with a little bit of a quiet night here tonight. Haven't really spoken much of that 88, usually a very fast Camaro, but tonight has just kind of been silent. Slowly but surely making his way up through the field in where he needs to be as we knock on the door to just 25 laps to go. Steve Baker looks to finish this one off. As we have reached that 25 lap to go mark, gonna walk around the field, do some driver highlights and spotlights. Let's run down your top 5. Crossing the line to have just 24 laps to go here tonight. The Next Gen Racing Electric Company Xfinity Series Shuckin corn 175 the 55 of Steve Baker commands the field and is in control of this race in the top spot. Driver just behind him running in the 2nd position, the Ford Mustang piloted by Dustin German. Another Ford Mustang driver inside of that Lucky Finn Project machine, the 94 out of Duncansville, Pennsylvania. Troy Radford runs in 3rd after walking away with your Blackhawk Motorsports Pole Award. Just behind him, sitting in 4th, last week's race winner at Chicagoland Speedway, Christopher Berg running well once again inside your top 5. He sits in 4th. And as we said moments ago, quiet night for the Blackhawk Motorsports Virginia native, Katie Osmond. Just slowly but surely has brought that machine up towards the front of the field, running in 5th. Rounding out your top 5, that's going to be pretty much your driver highlights and spotlights. We'll jump back here, check out a few of these drivers battling for that Mission 22 Hard Charger Award. There you can see that 77 pins of oil. Body Armor 77 of a Lance Yancey sitting in the 10th position, up 17 spots from where he started tonight's race, in a battle with this gentleman right here, the Wellsboro, Pennsylvania native out of Dirty Air Racing, the Michelob Ultra, sponsored HenningStrains.com, Jekyll Control, Turn 3, Dark Side Dave, 946 Design, sitting in the 15th position. That's going to do it for your highlights and spotlights. We'll continue to watch this race unfold. Steve Baker with an 8/10 of a second advantage over Dustin German. Nobody around German. Radford losing a little bit of ground, a little bit of time. He's just over a second back from German. Chris Berg also gapped up back from Radford. Katie Osmond also with a big gap, but that's going to bring us to this little battle that's going to start to unfold. Eric Blount, Brian Snare, Chris Medford, Tyler Hilton. They'll all be all over each other here very soon. We've got some battles just behind them. Look at this 5-car battle going on right here. Lance Yancey, Hunter Tate, Travis Smith, Brandon Medford fighting it out. Littleton able to get by Mitchell Snare. That's going to be for the 14th position on track as Smith loses the 12th spot. He'll grab it back once again. He'll go 3 wide in the middle of LeBron. Ooh-wee. 3 wide at Iowa Speedway. Not sure that's where you want to be. Smith looking to get that number 9 turned at the bottom, looking to the inside now. Put the 83 centered 3 wide for a brief moment. That's going to sort itself out now. The 9 looking to get himself by the back marker of LeBron. 83 closing in on Hunter Tate. 77 of Lance Yancey not too far off in front of them, but how about that timing and scoring, folks? Keep an eye up there. Dustin German is closing in on Steve Baker as we close in on the final few laps. Just 15 laps remaining here from Iowa. telling you what, this is going to be a big battle to watch right here. There is a good group of cars that can change a lot of positions. 6th place, Chris Medford, Eric Blount, Tyler Hilton, Brian Snare, Lance Yancey, Brandon Medford, Hunter Tate, Travis Smith, all packed up with each other, all within about a 2-second gap total of each other. 83 able to get by that 8 of Hunter Tate. That's going to open up the door for the 9. He's going to try to follow through on the inside. No, Tate going to make a block there for a moment. There goes the 83 looking to the inside of Lance Yancey now. Lance going to fall out of your top 10 if the 83 gets by, and yes, he does. Yancey going to power around the outside, try to keep that position, keeping that RPM up. Not going to be able to do so. He's going to lose ground to the 83. Brandon Medford going to take that 10th spot away. Here comes Travis Smith lurking in the background still in that 13th position, looking for a top 10 now, as that 77 of Lance Yancey struggling just a little bit. Travis Smith going to pick up a spot on the Hunter Tate, move Smith to 12. Jump around the track just a little bit here in just a brief moment as we're reaching just 10 laps to go. When the leader crosses the line this time behind the Shuckin Corn 175. Right here on the Next Gen Racing Lighting Electric Company Xfinity Series. And how about that 83 of Brandon Medford, man, making a climb late in the race. He's going to grab that 9th spot away from Brian Snare, move the 45 back to 10. Here comes Travis Smith. Can he put that 9 back inside of the top 10? What has happened to Damon Cox, the 57, slow at the top of the speedway. Big moment right there in front of Travis Smith. Damon Cox has to corral that 57. Autism speaks. The Chevy Camaro, for a brief moment, that could have ended up bad, but he gets it right and headed in the right direction. Travis Smith still sitting in the 11th, trying to run down Brian Snare for 10. Not much going on at the front of this field. 1 second gap between everybody, so we'll jump to this small little battle that's going to begin to brew. I'm telling you what, Brandon Medford, he's going to get up there. I think he's going to run down that 6 of Blount. Not a lot of battles out there on the track, but let's join this one. Brian Littleton looking to get by Hunter Tate. That'll be for the 13th spot on the track. Lance Yancey still off in front of Tate. Brian Littleton up 19 spots from where he started tonight's race. Outside of your top 30, he is your Mission 22 hard charger for the time being. Up 19, now make that 20 spots. Oh, nope, Baker gonna come back after blinking for just a brief moment. Trying to get the battle down out of turn number 4. Littleton on the bottom. He'll make a run, dive it down into turn number 1, side by side with the 8 of Tate. They'll be side by side once again. Drag race down the backstretch as your leader sees the high, how are ya, high five from Upstate Al. Just 5 laps remain for your race leader. This time by. See, I told you. Steve Baker putting on quite a clinic here late in this race. Has held the lead ever since, I believe, about lap number 69 to 70. So a handful of laps in his back pocket. He's going to walk away with the most laps led here tonight. He'll cross the line to see 4 to go. 4 laps to go, 1.5 second advantage over Dustin German. Troy Radford backing up that pole position with a solid podium. He runs in 3rd. Back here, battle once again. Medford got there and has made the pass on the high side. Brandon Medford puts the 83 a little closer to top 5. He's going to have an uphill climb to try to run down Tyler Hilton. Hilton sitting about 2 seconds out in front of him. But how about Travis Smith in the drive to stay alive after early contact and damage under our first caution? Smith went from third all the way back to 35th and has driven his way back to a top 10. Solid run by Smith in that 9 crew. Solid run by this gentleman right here as well, although he may be off of the lead lap. Michael Mason-Gill with a great run inside that Mission 22 number 4 Chevy Camaro, up 11 spots from where he started tonight's race, running inside the top 25 in the 24th position. Steve Baker crosses the line that time by white flag. Final lap. Just 2 more corners to go as Baker makes his way off of 2 down the backstretch and into turn 3 for the final time. 1 more corner to go, half of a front stretch, and checkered flag in hand. Your Shuckin' Corn 175 race winner, Steve Baker, in the 55, captures the flag. Here tonight, Dustin German, Troy Radford, Chris Berg, Katie Osmond round out your top 5. Baker gonna enjoy burning it down here tonight after a great race win, as we let you enjoy a little bit of the smoke show down there on the track. We're gonna get things set up and ready to go for your post-race interview, so don't go anywhere, race fans. We will be right back. in backtrack side, ready for your post-race interviews. Let's see if we can't catch up, dial in, and have a few words with the driver that walked away in the third position here tonight. Let's see if we can't dial up the man sitting inside of that Lucky Finn Project 94, Troy Radford. It's Dave in the booth. You got a copy? Man, I am doing fantabulous. How about yourself? Well, you mentioned it, so we'll go ahead and get down to business with it. You started at the tail end somehow. You walked away with the Blackhawk Motorsports Pole Award, but what happened there on the start of the race? Well, I mean, that is, I don't even know what to say. Self-inflicted penalty, although it's the right thing to do, Troy, so that's very respectable right there. I mean, it's 4 seconds. 4 seconds. Well, my man, it was an eventful night for you. Walk us through working your way up through the field into the third and final podium spot. Well, Troy, it was a great turnaround for you and the 94 crew to work your way all the way up to the third place to walk away with a good points day here tonight from Iowa Speedway. So close to the championship cutoff. You're already safe and in the championship chase. So, again, congratulations on your third place run here tonight, as well as the pole that was taken away. Before we let you go, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous?
For a little bit. I'm not sure if he burned him up or what, but great night all the way around for us. So thank you guys for everything. And I wanted to give a little apology. I got on fresh tires, got into Brian's snare there, and I think I popped them off the wall coming off. I think it was onto the back straightaway. So that was my bad.
All right, Troy. Well, again, congratulations on the third place run here tonight, and we'll see if we can't catch up with you in the next few weeks.
Thank you.
All right, there you have it. Final few words, once you could hear them, from Troy Radford, and then the 94, who had the pole taken away 4 seconds past the cutoff time. Unfortunately, Radford had to start at the tail end of the field, made his way up through the field 2 times tonight to walk away with a solid third place finish tonight. And with that being said, that's going to move us right along to the man that walked away in the second position here tonight. Let's see if we can't dial up and have a few words with the driver inside of that 99 machine, Dustin German. It's Dave in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. How you doing, Dave?
Doing pretty good. You're making it a thing to have some good runs here as of late, huh?
Yeah, I've had some good runs, man. I just don't like finishing second to my teammate.
Well, I don't think anybody likes to finish second. So you said it to your teammate. Does it make it any worse or any better when it is your teammate that takes that top spot?
I mean, it's good for the team, yeah, and I'm good friends with Steve, so yeah, it's not too bad. You know, you want to get that win, but you know, we worked together a little bit during the race, so I'm glad that one of us could get it.
Well, Dustin, you already have one race win on the season, so you're locked into that championship chase. How are you going to approach these next two races before we head to Kentucky to start that championship run? What's your strategy going to the Glen and then Auto Club?
I've always run really good at Auto Club, ball for sure. I'm no road course. You know, I got a lot to learn, but we'll figure it. I just get a top 10 if I can.
All right, well, Dustin, again, congratulations walking away with a second place here tonight. Before we let you go, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous?
Yeah, I just want to tell Steve good win, and it's good for the team, SRTV Network, on our hoods, and our team, Smoke Shot Racing. And just shout out to everybody that showed up, everybody that watches every week. It's a good group here, and shout out to you, Dave.
All right, my man. Well, again, congratulations on the good run here tonight, and we'll try to check in with you a little bit later on through the rest of this year. There you go. There you have it. Final words from Dustin German in the 99 Mustang, walking away second on the track here tonight. That's going to lead us into the driver that walked away in the top spot. Let's see if we can't grab and have a few words with your race winner, Steve Baker. It's Dave in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Dave.
Hey, man, how you doing? How you feeling after snatching another win this season?
Yeah, man, that was a bit of a surprise win. I think it might be my first win at Iowa to begin with, but after the qualifying effort, definitely a surprise.
Well, Steve, with that win, that's going to pull you even with Katie Osmond win for win on the season, both with 3 in your back pockets. Coming down to the chase, we're only 2 races left in the regular season, the Glen and Auto Club. What's the strategy for you and the 55 crew? You came into tonight leading the regular season championship points. Do you change anything?
No, just keep trucking. Unfortunately, I had the Glen circled, but not going to be able to make it to that race, so that's unfortunate, but also like Auto Club, so looking forward to rounding out the season and getting started with the chase.
All right, well, Steve, congratulations once again on walking away with the Century Equipment Victory Lane Award, the big trophy here tonight from Iowa. You'll pull even with Osmond on wins on the season. And you're setting yourself up pretty to start things off in the chase at Kentucky when we get there in just 3 weeks. So with all that being said, again, congratulations on the race win. Before we let you go, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody back home?
Yeah, just thanks to the team out there. It was a little bit of a group effort on pit strategies this week, and they paid off. It was good to have a 1-2 finish. SRTV Network on the car. And again, just as always, thanks to the admins in Turn 3 and you for the broadcasts and the races and everybody who comes out to race.
All right, my man. Well, again, congratulations, and we'll catch up with you again, I'm sure.
Thanks, Dave.
All right, there you have it. Final words from your race winner. 55 of Steve Baker puts his 3rd on the board of the season. Well, not much left to do except run through some of the official awards here. There you've seen it already. Your Black Hawk Motorsports Pole Award going to Troy Radford. The Century Equipment Victory Lane Award going to Steve Baker. Now let's see if we can't dial in, have a few words with the driver walking away with the Mission 22 Hard Charger Award here tonight, up 19 spots from where he started. Brian Littleton, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, 19 spots. Not bad, huh?
Yeah, I guess. Not exactly the award I'd be wanting, but I guess it's not bad. Just struggled in qualifying, just didn't put down a good lap at all.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say it's not an award you want. That means you were heading in the right direction. I mean, it still kind of sucks you started in the back, though.
Yeah, true. Very true.
A little bit of damage on that 80. Tell us how everything went down here on the track.
Honestly, I didn't even know there was damage on it, to be perfectly honest. It was tough. You could catch guys, but getting around them was a different story. You just had to pick the right time to do it, just time it right. Couple cautions came at the right time. I picked up a few spots here and there from that, but the car felt okay. I just wasn't as fast as the rest of the guys.
Well, Brian, I'm gonna shift gears just real quick here before we let you go. I gotta talk about it. The chase coming up very soon. We've got the Glennon Auto Club left before the regular season ends, and we begin that long road to the championship. You were 10th in points coming in, kind of on the outside of the chase looking in. I mean, you're in, but you're not sealed in or securely in, if that makes sense. How are you feeling about these next two races? What's the strategy for you and that 80 crew to try to go out there and defend an Xfinity championship that you've already had in the bag here with Next Gen Racing?
Best thing I can do is just keep the car clean. Run my race, not worry about where everybody else is at. I think when I start worrying about where everybody else is at, that's when I start making mistakes. So just run my race, try and do the best I can, and see where we wind up.
All right, my man. Well, Littleton, once again, congratulations walking away with a few extra points with that Mission 22 Hard Charger Award, walking away with 14th overall here tonight. So before we let you go, you want to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody back home?
Definitely thanking the family for letting me do this, putting up with me down here. Thanking you for what you're doing up in the booth. Love listening to the broadcast. Admins are doing a great job. And all the guys coming out week after week. If we didn't have the field we have, then, obviously we wouldn't be here. So hats off to those guys for coming out every week.
All right, my man. Well, again, congratulations on a good run here tonight, and we'll see if you can't make it into that chase after all.
All right, thanks, man.
There you go. Final words from your Mission 22 Hard Charger Award winner, the 80 of Brian Littleton. Walks away from the track up 19 spots from where he started to finish in the 14th spot. Man, what a run, what a race here from Iowa Speedway for the Next Gen Racing Light Electric Company Xfinity Series. My gosh, I don't know how it gets any better than this, but next week we're going to be turning left and right at the Glen. Follow that up with Auto Club Speedway, and we'll set this thing off for the chase in Kentucky. Gonna be one heck of a run to the championship chase beginnings. And you can hear those familiar sounds in the background. Producers hitting buttons. It's time to run down tonight's unofficial race results, walking away with that checkered flag, third on the season. The 55 of Steve Baker. The 99 of Dustin German walking away from the track tonight in second. Troy Radford slots home in third after taking away the pole award. Christopher Berg finishes back in fourth, rounding out your top five. The 88 of Katie Osmond. 84 of Chris Medford going to slot home in sixth. Seventh goes to Tyler Hilton. Brandon Medford back in eighth. Ninth goes to Eric Blount. The 9 of Travis Smith. Good recovery and run by him. He finishes in 10th. 45 of Brian Snare walking away in 11th. 12th place tonight goes to the 77 of Lance Yancey. Hunter Tate brings the 8th home in 13th. 14th spot, the 80 of Brian Littleton with a Mission 22 Hard Charger Award winner, up 19 spots. He'll walk away in 14th. Christopher Spencer in the 2, gonna round out the top 15 for the Shuckin Corn 175 right here in the Next Gen Lighting Electric Company Xfinity Series. Mitchell Snare brings the 43 home in 16th. 17th spot goes to Dustin Ping. Jimmy Hetrick walks away from the track here tonight in 18th. The 69 of Craig Learman finishes tonight's race in 20th. Matthew McMeekin back in 20th. Douglas Saki, 21st, 22nd goes to Roy Hine, 23rd to Jeff Stiles. Mike Masongill brings the 4 home in 24th with the 28 of Kendall Levron. Rounding out your top 25, 26 tonight goes to Damon Cox, the 01 of Gordon Larson Jr. walking away from the track in 27th, 28th spot here tonight to the 30 of Robert Hetrick. Robert Liedel in the 13 Attitude Esports Machine gonna slot home in 29. Tim Woodson walking away in 30th. Finishing 31st tonight, the 5 of Joshua Spalding. Brian Muskell Jr. with some trouble out of Dirty Air Racing. He finishes 55 laps down back in 32nd. Ray Radford in the 47 slots home in 33rd. 34th goes to Jeffrey Vandervoort, Gary Ragland, and Damian Patton round out your running order. Not much left to do except roll up the cords and get ready to go to upstate New York for next week's The Glen. Right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network each and every Sunday night. If you haven't already, race fans, toss these drivers a thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash that bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the headquarters. We appreciate each and every one of you. And with that being said, stay safe, stay loved, my friends, and until next time, we'll meet you in Turn 3.